Hi everyone. Our promise today comes to us from Isaiah 29 verse 19, and it says, "The humble will be filled with fresh joy from the Lord. The poor will rejoice in the Holy One of Israel." Today, I wanted to share a little bit on this idea of joy. A few days ago on August 5, a group of women and myself, we started a 7-day prayer and worship journey, praying for the women in our lives from head to toe. And during those sessions, we have been studying the women of the Bible. This morning, our study was on the story of Abigail. And as we studied and as the presenters shared, one of the things that stood out to me was the name, what the name Abigail means. It means my father is joy, or joy is my father. And so it got me pondering about this idea of joy and how do we exude joy and a character that is beautiful, just like Abigail was. And if you know anything about the story of Abigail, the Bible describes her as being intelligent, as being wise and beautiful, but she was then married to a man who was really stupid and a fool really, and very mean. And the question was asked, as I studied in my private studies, the question was asked, how would you have felt with a husband like Nabal, right? And what kind of person would you have become? We didn't see that being married to Nabal, it didn't seem from the story of Abigail that being married to Nabal made her bitter or resentful. And sometimes our circumstances aren't ones that call for us to be joyful, aren't ones that call for us to be wise and humble and beauty and exude beauty in character. Our circumstances really call for us to be bitter and angry and to want the worst to happen to those who are doing us bad. But how do we live a life like Abigail did? How do we exude this character of beauty and wisdom and intelligence? And I think the answer to that is found in the name of Abigail and what Abigail means. My father is joy, or joy is my father. When we are connected to God, our Father, our entire being is changed. We can get to live with this attitude and in this atmosphere of joy because we are connected to joy. And so that tells me that joy and pain and different difficulties can coexist with joy. And so my prayer for you is our promise today from Isaiah 29 verse 19, that the Lord will give you fresh joy and that you will rejoice in Him. If you'd like to join us as we continue to pray for the next 3 days, I would leave the information, the description, everything to what you need to know to join our meetings in the mornings. It's at 6 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can join us as we pray for our women from head to toe. And I pray that as you go throughout your day, that you'll remain connected. Or if you don't have a relationship with God, He's a God who loves you. He's a God of joy. I invite you to seek Him today because He's wonderful and awesome, and He will change everything. Everything that you know now will be different with Him. You will have joy, you will have love, you will have peace if you keep your mind stayed on Him. Bye everyone. I encourage you, this is Kerry, just encouraging you to enter the promised land today.